Michaela DePrince. I mean, that was amazing, and it is my honor to be able to be on stage with the star of the film and of the evening, Michaela DePrince. And for those who may not know, my name is Mina Kim. I'm the co-host of KQED's Forum program. And it's so great to be here, so incredible to be able to watch this film on the big screen. And I understand, Michaela, that you actually have not watched it that often. This is maybe only the second time you've been able to see the finished film?
This is the second time, yeah. And this time, actually, I wasn't surprised, because the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, they're not going to make it, they're not going to make it. But I already know the end, so...
And I mean, as I watched it, I was marveling at the fact that you must have had to really imagine the set as you're dancing on it. You were dancing in front of green screens, right, basically, for this?
Yeah, green screen, blue screen, yellow screen, like your eyes felt like they're crisscrossed. It was interesting because as ballerinas or dancers or in theater in general, everything is so over the top. And then all of a sudden, just one look was how you could have a conversation. And for me, I was doing all of this, and then all of a sudden you had to like calm it down, but it was really interesting to do it.
Yeah, is that one of the biggest challenges of going from a huge theatrical production to something where a camera will be able to capture just the most intimate? What was one of the most challenging sort of scenes for you to be able to do, knowing that?
My face is very readable. I think one of the challenging part was for me to, when Daniel is, like, his love is getting taken away from him, that was hard for me because you had to be really vulnerable, and we were having really long days, and it was like towards the end of filming, and of course I did want to cry because it was a lot, but it takes, you just don't want it to be fake, so I had to find different ways to really think about something I've been through so it could read across, so.
Well, one of the things about this film in terms of its central message, it really does feel like what it's trying to say is to love yourself, love the body that you're in. And I was wondering if that had some personal resonance for you.
I think it has resonance for everybody, no? With social media nowadays, it's hard to feel like, you know what, this is who I am, and I love who I am no matter what I've been through or what I will go through. So it's a constant thing for me every single day. Sometimes I love myself, sometimes I don't. But just like you see in the film, if you surround yourself with people who support you and who see the best in you, you will see the best in yourself.
And I know that there is going to be a biopic that is made of your incredible life story. How does that make you feel? Are you excited for something like that to come out? Does it bring out the same sort of feelings of vulnerability?
My short lifespan. I am super excited about it because I just recently read and heard about the script, and it helped me heal in different ways that I didn't know that I had to heal. Dance for me is not just dancing and being on stage and pretending to be somebody I'm not, but it's giving me a chance to be what I've always wanted to be, I guess you could say. And I feel like this motion picture of my story is going to show that to people. It's not a fairy tale. It's not this little orphan girl who became a ballerina. It's, you see so many different steps and so much trauma and so many triumphants and so many obstacles and perseverance. And I feel like then people really get to know me more instead of what you always see. So I'm excited.
That's such an incredible description that you, reading the script, gave you a chance to heal in places that you didn't realize you needed to heal or that you hadn't yet healed. What do you mean by that exactly?
For me, I'm sure everybody has experienced that, but for me, one of the biggest things I thought that I failed at was saving my teacher, Sarah, in the orphanage, which is why you see I work with War Child, I try to teach, I try to save people, and I didn't realize I really need to save myself. And that was a big thing that I just started to realize as a 26-year-old, and it's gonna take some more time, some more help, therapy, talking to other people, but it was a big thing for me to realize, okay, you need to also save yourself and not try to save the world because you're only one person.
You know, one of the parts of your story that I still find myself really struck by and really thinking about a lot is the fact that you had this sort of, it was so much by chance that this magazine cover of a ballerina was basically swept up against the orphanage, and that was how you were able to find it. And that, do you ever think about like the fate, sort of all the things that had to come together for you to even see that image?
It's not even the image, but I was in love with what I saw. But can you imagine if I didn't have the talent? How heartbreaking that would be. It would be so sad. But for everything, everything that I went through as a child to get that was, and I hope everybody gets to experience that. That gave me hope, where I thought I was never going to have hope or know that I could even have a dream. And this woman, her name is Magli Messack, and she is an incredible human being. And there are no words to say how grateful I am that she was on that cover. It wasn't that she was doing something like grand jeté or anything. She was doing a simple, beautiful movement, and she looked so beautiful and so content and happy. And that's what I wanted.
One of the things that I took away is that I think there are so many moments like that. There are moments that appear in life that are so simple, that trigger something incredibly deep within us. And so frequently we let them go, I think. We don't always realize that we should take note of something that stirs us, something because of its simplicity in a way. And I so admire and am sort of stunned by the fact that you did.
Thank you. Thanks.
I want to actually let the audience know that you will have an opportunity to ask Michaela questions in just a couple of minutes, so please be thinking of those. There are people in the audience with microphones who are ready to take your questions, so we'll do that in just a few minutes. But one of the things that I did want to ask you about was when you do accomplish that dream, you have the talent, you had the incredible hard work, you had all of that happen for you, you have accomplished one of the things that you dreamed of being. What has that now opened up for you? Often when we accomplish something, it has sort of entered a new frontier, a new area of dreaming for us, like it opens up a whole new world of that. And I'm wondering what your dreams are now, what your aspirations are now.
I'm an overachiever. But I think because I get the opportunity to do what I love every single day, I want to be able to give that opportunity to other people. That's why I'm an ambassador with War Child Holland. And in 2019, I had my own gala, and we're able to raise over $500,000 to help refugees around the world. And I just want to be able, like I love teaching. I love just trying to find different ways to give back. Either it's trying to change the way ballet can be so negative and it can break a lot of young dancers' dreams. Just trying to change the norm. And if I have that opportunity, if either it's with one person or 100 people, then I'm going to try to take that opportunity because I have the opportunity given to me as well.
What are the ways that ballet has been negative that you want to be able to change for people?
I think the thing is, it's something that dancers are so passionate about that sometimes people take advantage of that. We'll put ourselves aside, we'll become people pleasers, and not even realize that we'll lose our identity on the way to becoming as successful as we want to be. And if you're fortunate enough and you realize that earlier in your career, you're able to change that and you're able to put yourself first, also mentally and physically. Because if you're not mentally doing well, you can't physically also perform at your best. And I feel that now it is changing. We are having those conversations, but I think I've seen so many incredible friends who have quit ballet because it was just too much for them mentally. Yeah.
Well, let me see if there are people who would like to ask you some questions, Michaela. And
I don't bite.
Yay, we can see you. I think I see a hand raised right there.
I had the good fortune to see first position and realize that you went from the competition into ABT2, if I remember correctly. Could you tell us what happened after you were with ABT2 and how you got to hit national?
I actually was fortunate enough, I got a scholarship to JKO, which is a school, and I was there for 2 years, and then I auditioned for Dance Theater of Harlem when I was 17, and I was with Dance Theater of Harlem for a year, and during that year, I got the opportunity to go and perform in The Hague, Den Haag, and I got to take class with Dutch National Ballet. And what I noticed there was, one, there wasn't a black female dancer. Two, I noticed the different body types, tall, short, more muscular, and I thought, okay, this is interesting. I want to be in a place like this where there's more diversity. And I was there for about 8 years, and I had some great experiences and some negative experiences, and that's everywhere. But it really helped my career. It helped me figure out exactly what kind of dancer I want to be, and yeah. Now I'm at Boston Ballet, so I'm back in the U.S. Yeah. I just joined Boston Ballet about a month and 2 weeks ago, so I'm really excited. Yeah.
Hi, my question is, what was your mental and/or physical process during the preparation of performing at the North American Grand Prix, and how has that affected your overall lifestyle right now?
I realized that you can't please everybody. With the competition, I was just trying to win as in any way possible, overtraining, realizing that the competition wasn't my whole life. I don't know if anybody has seen First Position, except this woman over there, but you see that I'm fighting through an injury that I shouldn't have fought through. I should have had people saying, this is just one performance, get your rest, and try to work on trying to get better. And through YGP, I got incredible opportunities to meet incredible dancers and incredible coaches and things like that, but I wish mentally somebody would have helped me with that aspect of the competition. Yeah.
Do you like what type of action you got when you were performing?
Did you understand what kind of reactions you got when you were performing?
Sometimes I can understand, and sometimes it's just you're kind of in the moment. Was that the question?
There's one down here.
Hello? Favorite dance?
My favorite dance, it depends. Sometimes I really enjoy working with choreographers who are doing contemporary work, but my two favorite would be Kitri and Don Q and Aurora in Sleeping Beauty. Two different people.
Hi, okay, my question is, I know how you just talked about being whether in front of a green screen and how that's like totally different between like being in front of sets. And I wanted to know, like, I know you talked about the emotions, but how did you actually train yourself to be like, okay, I'm in front of a blank screen, I gotta like feel these type of ways? Like, did you practice in front of a mirror? Did you have a coach for that?
I did not, no. I just find people's expressions very interesting in general. Even just walking on the street, I'll notice somebody does something with their hand and I try to mimic it, just to try to understand human beings in general, to know why they do a certain movement or why they walk a certain way. And I just tried to apply that with what I knew about Swan's history and to use that on the screen.
Hello. Do you remember as a student at the JKO if you thought about or imagined your future as a professional dancer? And do you have any advice for students seeking professional careers?
I always wanted to perform in a big company, but yeah, I had no idea I was going to end up here. I'm very happy with how it went. But the advice I would give is listen to your gut. Find a mentor who is really going to guide you to the right place. And even if somebody tells you, well, you know, you look better doing contemporary work, I was told I should go to Alvin Ailey. But those are for different reasons. And I found a mentor who said, you know what, I feel like let's fix this, let's work on this. And I got that support, and that's what helped me go into the classical companies I've always wanted to go into. So try to listen to your gut and find the right support system.
Hi.
Hi.
I am also very inspired by the fact that you, along with plenty of other artists, it tends to be that people use their platform as a way of giving back and having philanthropic projects. And I would be curious to know a little bit about how your projects with giving back to your community breathe life into your career.
if I didn't give back for me, I don't know if I'd be able to wake up in the morning. I would feel like the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing has no purpose, because I've been given another opportunity by getting adopted, by being able to do what I love every single day, and I feel like everybody deserves that chance. Yeah. Did I answer your question? Kind of. Do you want to rephrase it one more time or repeat it? Oh, she just needs to repeat the question, sorry.
No, she just wanted to ask a follow-up question.
Yeah, no, I think that did answer like part of it. I think some of what I'm also curious about is, besides like helping you get up, I think sometimes people, you probably have said this earlier, but they almost feel like it really helps drive what they do, or, you know, they feel like it's almost an outlet for the things that they may experience while working, and just kind of curious about what that process has been like for you.
It definitely does help me, especially when I feel I'm very hard on myself. So sometimes I think, wow, you suck. Why do you keep dancing? But then I will get certain responses from people, and that really inspires me. And when I get that, then I want to also bring it out into the world, so other people who are struggling with their self-esteem at the moment, that they also get that opportunity. I hope I answered it right that time.
Michaela, I remember watching a video of you, and you were watching young dancers, and you had this look on your face as you were watching these children dance. And I was wondering what you saw, what you felt while you were watching them.
Which video?
It was one of several, but it was a school. There were a lot of young black girl dancers, and you were watching them dance. And you had this expression where I almost wondered, like, does she see herself? Like, is there something?
I mean, I always remember, like, when you're young, that pure love for it.
Yes.
And the fact that nothing has tainted it or it made you question, oh, if this is for me. But in general, just watching young children trying to figure out what they want, if this is for them, but the biggest thing is just seeing that passion, and
Yes.
it kind of helps you because you're reminded of why you love what you do. And that's also very beautiful to watch.
Great.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh, sorry. I was remembering that you had just said that you've seen other dancers that are incredible leave the ballet world. I am wondering if you've had that as well, that process of wanting to leave the ballet world, and if you have thought of maybe even going into other industries, especially because, you know, we all seen you on Beyonce's music video. That was amazing. But just like going into different worlds, but it seems like you're sticking to it, going to Boston Ballet.
I'm sticking with going to Boston Ballet just because I want to continue with this art form. It might not work out in the next few years, but I like to plan ahead, and I already know, like, if it doesn't work for me, I definitely want to be able to help in some way. So for me, I know I want to study human rights or be a humanitarian or continue to help people in any way that I possibly can, because that is what fulfills me. But if any dancers feel like they can't stay in the dance world anymore, there is something else out there. You just need to find people who are going to help you with that. And I know that's such a struggle because we've been dancing since we could breathe. So all of a sudden, it's something that is not in the norm. You're trying to figure yourself out. Your identity has changed. So it just depends on who you surround yourself with to help you with it. Yeah. Sorry, I talk a lot.
Who adopted you?
Oh. I was adopted by a family in the U.S., in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, by Elaine DePrince and Charles DePrince.
And now you're back stateside. As you just said, you have joined Boston. You've only been here about a month
And 2
or
weeks,
so,
yeah.
month and 2 weeks. So how has that transition been, and what are you focused on right now in terms of, you've been going through so much transition, so how are you sort of taking that all in, and then what are you focused on?
Right now, I'm trying to make my apartment into like a jungle because I feel like plants really help me feel like safe and feel like I'm at home. But mostly, I'm really just trying to focus on becoming as strong as possible. I do enjoy doing events and things like that, but sometimes I don't have the opportunity to really focus on just becoming a better artist. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. So this is pretty much, I think, my last event till the end of the year, because I really just want to be able to do Nutcracker and just succeed and really just have that drive to focus on ballet.
Wow, Michaela, well, I am so glad, we are so glad that you came here and did this event. It's really been an honor to talk with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.